Hello and welcome to Devcast. My name's Andrew Deverell-Smith. I'm the founder and CEO of the Deverell-Smith Group, encompassing Hintel. It's a pleasure today to be joined by Sameh Muhtadi, CEO of RAK Properties. Thank you ever so much for joining me, Sameh.
Thank you very much for having me.
So just to kick off, perhaps it's better that you explain RAK Properties, who you are and where you sit in the world.
From the name, I sit in Ras Al Khaimah, an up-and-coming powerhouse in real estate progression and development. I had RAK Properties. RAK Properties is a publicly traded company. Next month, we'll be celebrating our 20th birthday, so we're looking forward to that.
Amazing. And we're going to get into some detailed questions around the business shortly. But I always ask my guests, tell me about yourself, almost pre-real estate, life. Well, where were you born? Where do you grow up? What took you into real estate?
Fair. I'm originally Palestinian, born in Jerusalem. Childhood was in the UK. My dad was a medical doctor, and he was specializing in Birmingham at the time, and I lived in a few years in my childhood there. Went back, graduated from high school, an American school called Friends, and Ramallah was established late 1800s, I think. So it's one of the oldest schools in Palestine. Went to the UK. Became a civil engineer, did my A-levels, my bachelor's degree, and after that I moved to the States. I did my master's in Washington, D.C., and worked there for 10 years, and I became a U.S. citizen. I travel on a U.S. passport now,
right,
plus my original Jordanian passport. So, that's...
and in the US, you were practicing as a civil engineer?
As a civil engineer, yeah. My master's was in construction management, so it was really mostly construction management. I was a part of some interesting projects. So the National Airport in Washington, D.C., we had to rebuild it while maintaining the airport operations ongoing. Wow. So now it's the Reagan National Airport. Used to be a national airport. Fascinating work that we did there is the crew that was building the new runway would start the work at midnight.
Yep.
And we would demolish the old runway, cast concrete for the new runway, build a small ramp, and get out of there at 6 o'clock in the morning, so that the flights can continue. That was a massive challenge.
Pressure sounds like a word to describe that job.
Exactly.
Wow. 10 years in the US?
10 years in the US. There I got into US Army Corps of Engineers projects as a private contractor. So I actually did some work in Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit... it's a bit strange.
I won't ask too much detail around the job.
Yeah, don't. And a lot of work in Saudi Arabia and work in Europe. Essentially, military type construction.
Wow.
So, in my career, I built quite a few airports. Yeah, that became my specialty. And I moved to Egypt, actually doing the same thing. U.S. Army. The U.S. government was supporting Egypt to the tune of $2 billion every year, and part of that was in building facilities for the Egyptian government. And I participated in that. And the work expanded from only Egypt, went to Russia, was part of some of chemical weapons disarmament work, did some airport projects in Uzbekistan, some airports in Iraq, airports in Afghanistan. So no, it's been a interesting journey as a civil engineer from Jerusalem.
My goodness.
My transition to real estate was in 2007. Yeah, so I was very much involved in international construction, and I guess developed a reputation as such. And then I was introduced to Emaar.
Yes.
And Mohamed Alabbar approached me because he had just decided to venture into Egypt. There was a huge expansion of their program at the time. They were actually operating in 2007. There were 16 countries that Emaar had decided to venture into. And Egypt was one of the biggest. Yeah. Turkey, Pakistan, India, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, all of those countries. So I was fortunate to meet him. I was fortunate to get the role of CEO of Emaar Egypt. And that was transition from engineering to real estate.
I mean,
and what better way to do it than with Emaar at the time?
Yeah, I was going to say, you started...
And with a mentor like Alabbar. Yeah.
I mean, what a visionary and genius, I suppose, in terms of his impact in the region.
No doubt. Yeah.
What would you say the one thing you picked up from that experience of working with him was?
His attention to detail, his unwavering dedication to quality. I mean, literally, the guy would approve just about everything on the project. I know it's not. You wouldn't teach that at college. You would teach delegation, and you would teach autonomy and so on. But I think his vision and his persistence on his level of quality is what set Emaar apart from other developers at the time.
Do you know what you've just said there? Really, for me, it would be the DNA or the description of the elite CEOs around the world that I've met in this sector. You know, an attention to detail, an obsession over quality.
Yes,
and they all know, you know, the nuts and bolts, as I call it, of the product that they're producing.
Absolutely,
incredible, and more is still to come, no doubt.
I'm sure.
So Emaar Egypt.
Yes,
and then from there, what happened?
After that, when I moved to Egypt, I moved there with the Sawiris family. They're one of the largest businesses in Egypt. I left them in 2007. I was called back to join them again in 2010. At the time, it was to establish an infrastructure fund with Morgan Stanley. So it was an Orascom Morgan Stanley infrastructure fund. And what we did was develop infrastructure in the MENA region. So power plants in Iraq, wells in Kenya, solar panels in South Africa. It was that kind of, and ports in Egypt as well.
Well, again, two powerhouses, the family and the bank.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And Orascom has grown significantly since into the fertilizer industries, cement industries, and now Nassef is one of the wealthiest. Nassef Sawiris, my employer, my boss, my friend, is one of the more successful Arab business people.
Yes,
internationally.
No, a huge name in the region for sure.
Moved here, moved as CEO for the Bloom holding company, which was amazing. It's owned by the National Holding Group in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
I joined, and it got me into new areas which I thoroughly enjoyed. One of them is education. So Brighton College, Dwight schools from New York, we expanded the business here. Plus, obviously, the real estate part and hospitality. So I managed to open the first edition in the Middle East. It's I'm very proud of that hotel in Abu Dhabi.
It's a beauty.
It is a beauty. It's a beauty. I wish the location was a bit more favorable. If it was on a beach, I think it would be one of the best performing properties in the UAE.
Race cars are a good
Yeah,
second place.
true.
And that took that. Go on, sorry.
Yeah.
I interrupted you.
No, I was there 2014 to 2019. I joined Omar Al Futtaim as president of Al Futtaim Carillion.
Yes.
And after COVID, the decision was to kind of slow down or get out totally from the construction business by Mr. Futtaim. And I almost retired. So I took a lengthy summer vacation, and I got a phone call from RAK Properties. Would you be interested in joining? And I'm glad I did. Yeah.
I hear this a lot. I almost retired.
Yes.
And then
Yeah. No, I was on a few boards. I was serving on a few boards, 2 here in the UAE and 2 in Saudi Arabia, including Rajhi and Rafal, and it's something I enjoy. When you have this kind of experience over 4 decades, and you want to impart some of that knowledge and some of the learnings to the next businesses and the next group of generations. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah.
No, fantastic. And they're lucky to have you with that breadth of experience.
Yeah.
It's quite phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about RAK. You joined 3 years ago.
I joined late 22, early 23 practically. And it was very interesting in the sense that the timing was almost perfect. Win had just been announced a year earlier, and the attention was on Ras Al Khaimah. So I'd love to take some of the credit for our success wholly as our team and our group, but in reality, Ras Al Khaimah had come into the focus of the real estate and tourism industries
for sure.
at that time. Yeah. And it was, for me, it was a question of, okay, how do you leverage this? How do you capitalize on? I discovered that the land bank that RAK Properties had is without doubt the best location you can have in Ras Al Khaimah. So there's obviously Marjan that everybody knows about, but Mina is, I would say, better.
Really?
But I'm not supposed to. So don't quote me on this, but it's an ideal community. I think that's the key distinguishing element. So Marjan is a hugely successful project and development, and the difference is we are more of a community. Yeah,
I've been. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, it really is. Have you?
I've been to the hotel and I've had a lovely time. Yeah, lovely time.
Oh, that's an incredible hotel, and it's doing extremely well. You'd be surprised that the occupancy numbers, even in July and August.
Really?
It's one of the reasons why our operational profits in the first half have been hugely
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So the vision you've set out for the business, can you give us some insight on that?
So look, in real estate, it's about the way I see it. What I've experienced is it's 2 things. It's the brand, building the brand. So if you trust that brand, if you believe in that brand, that's halfway to where you are going. And then the second thing is, and you can't distinguish the 2 from each other, the taking care of your customers. I think if you find the right approach to taking care of your customers, success happens as a result. How do you take care of your customers? So your designs have to be perfect, your locations have to be studied, your amenities have to be distinguished from everybody else. You need to think of where is the cafe going to be? Where is the supermarket going to be? What F&B outlets do I need to provide? Jogging tracks, trees, what species of trees? we get into, and I mentioned this, we get into microclimates. So how do you try and reduce the temperature with shading, with the types of trees that you have, with the mist operation? So it's fascinating, and the canvas I was given was just perfect. The location was just perfect. I had the Armani team visit once, and I wanted to show them the creek. So we were in a meeting space, and I opened the curtains to show them the creek, and there were close to a dozen turtles swimming there.
No.
It's that kind of a place. It's magical. It has a wealth of marine life, and you know, it's
the natural ingredients that the Emirates is blessed with are.
One interesting thing that we're doing on the sustainability front. So we're planting reefs.
Yeah.
When you develop and you build beaches and so on, one of the things you worry about is erosion over time.
Yeah.
So the sand you're putting in that place, you want to keep it there. And the sand we use is probably the most expensive sand anybody uses in the UAE. It's crushed stone, so it's perfect, and so we want to preserve it. You either do that by building containment structures within the sea itself.
Yeah.
But we thought, why go that way? Why not build
the natural route,
natural reefs that do exactly the same job, but at the same time, they're attracting, and I'm getting
you'll get more turtles.
There
Next
you go.
time Armani come back, there'll be 20.
and fish species.
Yeah.
I've been getting videos. Last week I got very interesting videos of new fish species that have moved in there, and it's great. I'm happy
My
with
middle
that.
son is a fisherman.
Is
and
he? No,
he
not allowed there.
Not well. I'll keep the rods away, but he can. He could name pretty much every
different
species. So the business, I think it's fair to say, is performing incredibly well.
We are.
Could you just give me some?
So look, I mentioned that I joined early 23. We launched quite a few projects in 23, and we were victims of our own success. So what happened is, because of the attention to Ras Al Khaimah, because of the new products that we brought to the market, the interesting designs that we brought, we sold out.
Yeah.
And I found myself in 24 out of
scratching your head a bit.
Yeah, out of product, almost literally. So we had a huge surge in 23 in development and sales and so on, and then we slowed down in 24. Well, obviously we learned the lesson. So this year our strategy was to bring to market 5 billion dirhams worth of new projects.
Wow.
And we're on track, if not ahead of our program.
And you've partnered with some iconic brands, correct? I mean, Armani, we've mentioned.
Yeah. One of the important partnerships early on was with Ellington. Ellington is a real estate developer I respect, and Robert is a friend from the Emaar days, and so we partnered on a project on Hayat Island. MENA is 2 islands and mainland, and there's bridges from the mainland to those 2 islands. One is Hayat, one is Raha Island. I thought it would be interesting for us to JV with Ellington. They're a respectable real estate developer, and they will bring attention and help us raise our offering. That these people partner with the likes of Ellington, and that project was a huge success. We sold out in 2 days. I regret that at this stage, because you look at the prices we sold that back then, and if we were doing the same project today, it would be a totally different story. But I felt positioning the brand and positioning MENA requires partnerships that are second to none. And I think one of our big successes was achieving that. We've announced our partnership with Giorgio Armani. It's his first ever beach villa development anywhere. So he's done hotels, he's done buildings in various
Boats.
capitals in various cities, boats as well. But this is going to be his first beach villa project.
Giorgio Armani. I think it's fair to look at me that I'm no fashion authority, but the or one of the all-time greats. How does that transition into real estate, you think?
Icon. He's an icon. He's an incredibly talented, creative individual, and you don't realize how good he is until you actually enter into his
presence,
domain and presence, and it's inspiring for sure. He has a museum that we visited recently in Milan, and when you watch him create, and
it's a master work.
Yes, yeah. He's in a league where very few people are at the same level. So having him, one of his first real estate projects was with Emaar here in Dubai. I think the first hotel that Armani developed and launched was Burj Khalifa. Armani
Of course,
hotel.
of course.
That was in 2010.
Yeah.
Since then, he's expanded, obviously, in many cities and so on. But we're so proud that he's convinced of our location, and he's convinced in RAK Properties as a partner.
Well, I'm sure I can't afford one, but if there's any chance,
I'm not sure how many people can.
I'll give you my name and number. Maybe we can.
A small privileged group of people that will be able to own a property there. You'll walk out. It's a 5+ bedroom villa. You walk out
straight
to the beach. There's a private beach club with a private beach, and there's amenities that are incredible.
Maybe I could afford a lunch with you there if I could you could get the reservation and I'll pick up the bill.
For sure. We'd love to have you.
Ras Al Khaimah, where does, if we look forwards 15, 20 years, where do you see it sitting? What's its piece of the puzzle, do you feel, for the global audience?
It's obviously evolving into the third most important successful emirate in the UAE. The powerhouses that everybody knows are Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but Ras Al Khaimah is carving its niche within this hugely successful ecosystem. They're doing that by focusing on the attributes that Ras Al Khaimah has, one of which is nature.
Yeah.
The quality of the beaches in Ras Al Khaimah, the mountains, the heritage that they have over there. It really is
stunning.
Yeah, it really is stunning.
Let me ask you the same question a different way then. 15 to 20 years, where do you see the UAE on the global map? And
you have to rewind back
the same time
to understand how far the UAE has progressed from the early 2000s to where we are today. It used to be a Middle East country. Now it's an international destination.
Yeah.
Now it's a country of choice for businesses, startups, technology, retirement, family offices, wealth, because people see where the country is heading. They see the vision of where is the UAE positioning itself, the neutrality, the safety and security, the opportunities that are here, the location, accessibility. All of that is, helping UAE become one of the most attractive destinations to not only work and live, but retire. Yeah. For me,
you nearly did.
I nearly did.
But we're not letting you go yet.
No, I don't intend to.
I'm a talent guy. I have to just touch on talent, if that's okay, with someone was of such experience. What do you look for? You know, and I'm looking for innate characteristics rather than technical capability. What do you look for in your people?
One, I look for people that care. I look for people that add to life. Yeah. So I I categorize people as two. Yeah. I simplify it. You either add to life or you don't add to life. So if you add to life, that ticks one of the boxes. Two, do you care about what you do? Meaning, are you ambitious?
Yeah.
Are you gonna put your heart into it? Are you gonna get angry if you don't achieve what you set out to achieve? If you care, that for me is. And then there's the usual list of qualifications. Who have you worked with? I look for people that have lengthy tenures and an established
but
success.
those two things you said first are top of the
list. Those are, for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different things for different people, but for me, these are two things I look for. Yeah.
Well, I think that's very powerful. In terms of challenges, you have a big job, you have a big vision, you have big projects. What are the major challenges that you face, do you think?
So you touched on the team, so and the talent. You're not always successful in your selections, and I've learned that as the business progresses, you sometimes need to make some. You need to tweak the organization a little bit. You need to add certain talents. You need to make some adjustments. So that is definitely a challenge, because when you're super busy in what you're doing and you're successful, the last thing you worry about is how's the team? Is it the kind of team that you want to have in place or not? So that is one element that you need to keep an eye on. The second thing is relationships. So your customers are not only the people that invest in your properties, but your customers are actually your supply chain, the designers that help you, the contractors that build for you. Those relationships are key.
Of course.
It's a huge element in your success. So maintaining and nurturing those relationships is critical. Then you need to look at the market. You don't want to be isolated in what you're doing, and you need to look at trends. You need to look at what's the competition doing. What products are there out there? What has this developer in Singapore come up with? What are they doing in New York these days? And you need to stay
bigger picture
informed and look at the bigger picture and come up with creative ideas that help you progress. So it's simple. Our business is simple, but to succeed, it's very complicated. You can easily buy a plot of land, build a 10-story apartment, and I'm a developer. But to do that, build the brand, take care of the customer journey alone. I mean, you think of the touch points that are involved. So from the minute that person calls the hotline that you have, to handing over that property to him, the number of touch points that you have along the way, and making sure that every one of them is satisfying to the client that you have. You're taking care of them. They're on top of you. When he calls you to complain one time, you remind him, oh, yes, you've complained about this issue before. We're very sorry. We'll have somebody there in half an hour to take care of it. These things,
and they're
these
your
are
biggest
all
ambassadors for the
Absolutely,
next product, the next market.
I'm a very strong believer in that. Successful developers are the ones that have repeat investors,
of course,
and people that wait for you to come up with the next project to
I want to be first in the queue.
Exactly. Yeah.
One more question, because I'm conscious of your time. If you could give yourself or somebody starting out on their career a piece of advice, what would that be?
Focus on excellence in any business. I think in any successful business, if you look at whatever business the common element in all of them is excellence in what you do. So you don't want to be a Me Too business.
No.
You want to be the best in. If you set that as a target, and it might take a long time, of course, but if that is your objective, to do it better than anybody else, I think that
You'll
would
succeed.
be the advice that. And again, you need to care.
It's the same, they're linked, correct?
100%.
I can't believe we've run out of time. So I would sit here all day and tap your brains. It's such a career that you've had.
Yeah, it's been fascinating.
But I
I've
can't
been
let you
lucky.
go either without playing quick fire questions. We always do this if you're willing to play.
I hope I'll have the right answers for you.
Well, we'll find out, Sameh.
Yeah.
And they go like this: ketchup or mayonnaise?
Mayo.
Okay, good answer. Beach holiday or city break?
City break.
Pop, classical or rock and roll?
Classical.
What's the one thing you couldn't live without?
Gym.
Good answer. And I always ask this one. If you could own one piece of real estate anywhere in the world, what would it be and why?
It would be a shack on a Greek island.
Amazing.
Simplicity.
Amazing. Sameh,
That's the biggest luxury anybody can have. Simplicity.
I agree. Sameh, can I thank you so much for joining me? I've really enjoyed it. You are inspiring many in the market,
It's
and
been a pleasure.
what
It's
you're
been a
doing is
pleasure.
phenomenal.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.